Hey everybody, welcome back to Norma's Learning Corner here at Stitch in Heaven, and we are learning today some more about half square triangles. Oh my gosh, you thought I was done. I'm not. I got some more to tell you. So what is so cool about half square triangles when you can do them in multiples? Last time we talked about the strip tube ruler. Look at all these multiple triangles we can make. So we don't have to necessarily make them one at a time. We can make a bunch at a time. So I'm here to tell you about some more methods that we can do that. The first one I'm going to talk to you about is making 4 at a time. And when you make 4 at a time, you need 2 blocks, of course. So I have 2 blocks that are 5.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to make a 3.5 inch triangle out of this, but I'm going to make 4 at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this, and what you're going to do is you're going to sew a seam all the way around the outside. Okay, so we're going to go up here to the sewing machine, and we're going to use our 1/4 inch foot. And we're going to go all the way around. I'm going to get about right there, lift my foot, and turn it and come back and go 1/4 inch that way. Whoops, I kind of got caught there in the corner. All right, let's try that again, see if I can do a better swoop. There we go. Get it to go around. And I'm just doing a 1/4 inch from the edge of the fabric all the way around. All right, and I'm going to cut that. And this was a 5.5 inch block. I'm going to straighten that out. And I will take this a lot of times and press it when it's at this point just to set the seams. But I'm going to take the ruler and cut this now diagonally in half twice. This way. Yeah, I should have got my round Martelli mat out for this because I could have kept it straight. So you try to keep that straight. And we're going to cut it the other way, corner to corner. All right. And looky there, we have 4 triangles. Let's test them. We said these triangles were going to be 3.5, right? I'm going to finger press it this way towards the dark. And I'm not stretching it, I'm just finger pressing it. I'm going to get out my handy dandy ruler here for 3.5, and there we go, 3.5 by 3.5 with a perfect triangle. Yay! So we did 4 at a time. That is the 5.5 inch block, and here is the 7 inch block, and the 7 inch block will give us 4.5. So I'm going to do this one real quick, and then I'm going to show you my chart, how I figured this out. So I kind of tested and played with it a little bit, and I need to go a little bit further. Just another demo how you go all the way around. All right. Up. So I got a little close on that one. I mean, everybody can sew around in a circle, right? That's kind of what we're doing, I guess, in a square. You're sewing around in a square. Yay! Alrighty, we're going to cut that. And we're going to come over here and make sure that's nice and flat. You do get it nice and flat more with an iron. And this time I'm not going to pick it up because I really don't want you to pick it up. I want you to go from angle to angle and angle to angle on each corner and keep it more accurate. Alrighty, and there we go. There we got 4 again. Now these guys, we said these guys are going to be 4.5. So let's see how close we are to that. And we're going to press that way. Here's my 4.5 inch ruler, and we're going to put it on there. I will tell you with this method, sometimes I do a tiny bit of trimming, but most of the time it gets pretty accurate. So this is my chart for making 1 seam, 4 cuts, and you start with 2 squares and what half square triangle size you will get. So I will try to make that a PDF for you guys if you want to download that. All right, so now we're going to go, we can do more. We don't need to stop at 4. We're going to do 8 this time. Whoa, yep, we're going to do 8. I already marked this so you could see the markings on it, but we marked it with our quilter's magic wand that I like to use, and I marked the 1/4 inch on each side of the center diagonally. So I did it both places. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go sew on those lines. So I'm going to sew on those lines where I made that 1/4 inch. And I'm going to lift the foot out and pull it around like that. And go the other direction. I'm going to use a scrap fabric on this one. It holds it just a tiny bit better. I keep getting those pins connected to my magnetic scissors. All right, I'm going to go down this side. I did that line. You can see I did that line. Now I'm going to go over to this line. And I'm going to do it the other direction. Pull it out and swing it around here. Go the other direction. Cut my scrap fabric off here. Alright, we're going to cut that, and now we're going to do some magic here. We're going to cut it. On this one, you make 4 seams. You make 2 this way and 2 this way, and then you're going to cut it 4 times. So let's cut it. We are going to move that one out of the way, and I would press this, just hit it with a hot iron to set those seams. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it right in the middle this way. I'm going to turn this way, and I'm going to cut it right in the middle this way. Okay, and then I'm going to lift it up. Try not to move anything if I can, and I'm going to go right in the center, basically between the center of, and I put it right on the seams in the center and go this way. And I'm going to lift up my ruler, and I'm going to put it right in the center and go the other way. So now I'm cutting on the square, basically center to center. And then when I get done, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 triangles, all done at once with 4 seams and 4 cuts. Now this is supposed to be a 3.5 according to the chart that I made for this one. I'm going to press that down with my finger press and find my little ruler here. And this one doesn't look quite as square to me. Sometimes if I sew my seams a little wobbly, you have to be careful with that. Let's see how this one's better, but I'm going to put them both out here together. Sometimes with this method you will have to trim a little bit. I'm going to put my 3.5 inch ruler there. Voila, pretty close. That one's a little short because I think my seam was a little short. That one is perfect. I thought that one was more wobbly, but that one's perfect. So most of the time you'll get really close to what you want, and most of the time I have to trim down actually, but if I make my seam a little wide, then you have to watch that. So I'm going to tell you that that's 4 seams, 4 cuts, and you start with these 2 squares and then you get these half square triangles. Voila! So how cool is that? Now speaking of triangles, we get a lot of crazy triangles going on, right? So I've been talking about triangles, triangles, triangles. Look behind me. This was all made by just taking a bunch of triangles and doing 2 colors and putting them together and just making a design. So you can take half square triangles and do a lot, and I call this my triangle trick section because there's a lot of things you can do. So let me show you what you can do. The most famous one that people like to talk about that you can do is called the chevron. So this is real easy to do with multiple triangles. So I'm just going to show you real quick. You put it together just like so. And then you can have multiple triangles. And you can have a chevron look. Now I did it the wrong way, so let me go back this way. I think it's this way. Oops, I gotta go up. That's what I gotta do. I gotta go up. There we go. I gotta go up with my triangles, not down, to make the chevron. So this one goes up, this one goes up. All right, Anita, we might have to cut that one out, but I'm gonna look here. Okay. There we go. There's our chevron. It just goes just like that, and that's the chevron one. So that one's probably one that is the most popular for half square triangles. The other one that I'm gonna do is called the hourglass. So the hourglass one goes like this. We put it just like this, with the point up. And I'll pull it down just a little bit so we can see just a little bit better. I like to do it this way. I kind of mess with these a little bit because I like to do it this way where I have this pointing towards my hourglass. So my triangles are pointing towards it. So that's what I call the hourglass. The other one is called strips. I like this one a lot because you can make it go in strips. And this is one of my favorites. I like this one super, super a lot. I've used this one before a lot. So you can see that it makes strips, right? So that's called strips, and I use that one quite a bit. The other one is star point. So what we're going to do with that one is we are going to make a star point. We have the middle of our star here, and then we have our points going out just like that. And here's our points going out, and these are our star points if we kept going out and around. The other one that's real famous, and you've probably done this one maybe yourself, is called windmills. And I'm going to start him there, start him there, start him there. All right, you see that? It goes in the shape of a windmill. So I like that one a lot. And then if I put these guys out here, then I'll just put them out there around. And then you can see the windmill really, really good there. And it has that windmill right in the center. The other one I like to do is called checkers. And that actually is the one behind me. That is the one I call checkers. And what that is basically you do these blocks and then you flip over here. I'm going to move this one over this way. And then you do these blocks. Flip it upside down. And this one's called checkers because you have one block here and another block here, but on the outside it does that little chevron look. So I like that one a lot. That's behind me. The other one is called stacks, and I really like stacks too. Well, you're going to say, Norma, you like all these. I keep saying I like all of them, right? So yeah, there's a lot of them that I like, and I mix them up. So it's like you can go and take half square triangles and go crazy by making a bunch of different designs. So this is called stacks, where you stack one and then you stack the other and you have them in blocks like that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? All right, now I'm going to do the double hourglass. So this is called the double hourglass, where I make the hourglass like this. And I make one here, and then I make one here. So they point down. There we go. And this one needs to point up. There we go. So I've got two hourglasses basically side by side. So that's my double hourglass. And then the last one I want to show you is called a mixer. You actually start up here and have triangles that go around the quilt, but then you have what I call stripes that go inside the quilt, and the stripes actually start coming down the quilt, and they come down the quilt on the side. So they come down the quilt just like that. And so you have your stripes coming into the quilt and you have your triangles around the quilt, and that's my mixer. So that's all I got for you. I showed you about 9 different ways that you can do the triangles, mix them up, move them around, and play with your triangles. And I showed you lots of videos on half square triangles now with Norma's Learning Corner. So go play, go have fun, and come back and see me next time. Bye guys.